New show, new show, new show, new show. Well, it's not really a new show, just a new cast.
Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What
Yeah.
happened? I mean, you want to talk about new show, yeah, very much so. They weren't kidding. They were not kidding. Because
I
if you were
remember.
to tell me that this was the same show that we have been reviewing for the last 2 episodes, I would be saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, hold my beer and give it and pass it to the 3 hot ladies who just
Yeah. We got almost an entirely new cast. The only people who came back from the first 13 episodes were Tachibana, Shiro. Get used to him because he won't stay for very long. And Ruriko's friend, who also won't stay very long.
they're just there just to, like, I guess, transition the actions of what has happened, I guess.
Yeah.
Still the same show, guys. Like, don't worry, it's still the same show. See, we still have some people, but yeah, kind of like you know how sometimes for no reason they just recast a person, but then they say, oh, it's this character. I'm like, when they change Aunt Viv from the Fresh Prince, that went from one actress to the other, and they're like,
or when they changed like the mom from Family Matters.
Okay, that was stupid. That was stupid. Like, legitimately stupid. For those who don't know, it was over a pay dispute because, like, I think they were already like what? Like
9 seasons in?
It was like 9 seasons in and making money like nobody's business. They kept giving Jameel White like more money, but the main cast was like, you know what? Like, so they decided to recast the mom. And it just made no sense. It's like, wait, what? And I think that's just like when the show could have kept going, but because of that, it just killed the morale of the actors and even the studio. Because it's just like, why did you do that? Why didn't you give her like da da da? Like, we had like we had it going. Why did you? It's one thing we write off a character to walk up the stairs, but the mom, and this isn't a season 2 type of thing.
The thing is, it's like with the whole with that second daughter going up the stairs. First of all, that's not completely true. She did go back downstairs for the actual wedding ceremony, but you still never see her again. You still see Ma, the grandma, like for a couple of episodes before she legit moves away. But what? And the thing is, what they could have done? They could have just said, "Oh, she's going to an art school in California where grandma's moving to." So it would be more convenient for everyone if she just moves in with grandma, so we don't have to worry about her housing situation in Chicago, and just not have to worry where she's been. Have an occasional episode where when Ma comes back, just have her offhandedly mention that, oh yeah, like our younger daughter is like she's doing really well in school, but enough about that. Let's focus on the main plot involving Urkel turning into Bruce Lee or something. And then inexplicably in an episode of Step by Step, just have her do a cameo because freaking Full House, Step by Step, Family Matters, and what's it called? And Perfect Strangers are all in one same universe.
I don't know. I never really watched any of the TGIF shows as a child. I was never even later on in life. I've only seen clips and I've heard the drama, the stories. I've heard about how John
Yeah.
Stamos tried to get rid of the Olsen twins, which I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, but okay, whatever. Those shows, even still to this day, are never my cup of tea. Although I do have my opinions on them. Like what I mean. Oh yeah, there's like 13 people living in San Francisco in one house. I'm like, yeah. Have you
All right.
been to San Francisco, especially back when?
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. It's crazy. Even in Chicago, I'm like, yeah, no, it's. But I was never a fan of those like sitcoms, that they do the do, like the
Yeah.
touching moment. I'm like, oh God, can we just not?
Yeah. Now, I'll tell
Yeah,
you this. Family Matters was a spin-off of Perfect Strangers. Harriet was a elevator operator in
that
the
was the show.
in the
That
show.
was the show. Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, it. It at times when a show is going to shit, or the show is just when a character leaves or just mysteriously gets replaced, you just realize, like, at times, damn, that's when it all went downhill. At times, not all the times. But when you see, like, just a random change in a show, it's like, yeah, they lose the mom, they add like a little kid character, or they get some wacky neighbors that for no reason start showing up at their house uninvited. It's like, yeah, I think I liked season 1 better.
Yep. Internet was a problem just
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
But
Yeah, no, the reason why we talk about this, especially right now, is because last episode, by the way, everyone, welcome. Good
yeah.
evening. And I'm hoping everyone is good.
Yeah.
Forgive me if I sound a little congested. I have just been recovering from an illness this past week. There's
Just
been
in time for St. Patty's Day.
there's a bug going around, a very very strong stomach virus. And your boy here,
Probably of the cyborg variety.
yeah, I wish I was a cyborg because the pain I felt this past week was ungodly. I
Yep.
really, really wish I had the stamina of a cyborg to
Mhm.
withstand what I did for a couple of days. But
Yep. But
forgive
we're
me if
here
I
to
sound congested
discuss.
or a little bit slow.
Yeah. Yeah. But we're here to discuss episodes 14 through 19. And you're probably wondering, wait a minute, why does Kamen Rider look different than he did in the first 13 episodes? And who is that guy?
Well, that's
Well,
why Takashi Hongo went up the stairs and didn't come back.
well, he went up the stairs for about 39 episodes.
Yeah,
But at
yeah.
least he finally came back
As,
down.
as we said before, Mr. Fujioka got into an accident at this time, and at this point in the show, they had to scramble because, well, you have to have a show, you have to have plot, you have to have something. But when the main star is you laid up in bed in the hospital, what do you do?
Yep.
What do you do? You can't just keep, and they weren't gonna do the whole oh, Takashi, you look different somehow. Did you get a haircut or something? No, because this replacement does not look or act in any way like Hongo at all.
Mm-mm.
So it's kind of a good thing. Here's the start of the second rider trope. This is where it sort of starts, even though the second rider is the first rider, but it's not technically the first rider. So, yeah, they weren't kidding in the last preview for these episodes of we have a new show, a new look, a new feel, a new cast. Yeah, you totally did. All we're missing now is a robot. We're
Yeah,
missing a
my
little
internet
robot
completely
to be
shut
running
down.
around. Because man, oh man, did they pull out everything to come in? I'm like, are we gonna give Tachibana a dog or something now?
Maybe.
Give
Oh,
him
is it gonna be a talking dog?
a talking parrot or something? I don't know. Maybe.
Cybernetic prosthetics is a gas.
Also, I'm like, Tachibana in these episodes was really made to be just play up the old man trope, which kind of was a disrespect to the character himself. I'm like,
Especially given how badass he was in the first 13 episodes. How badass he'll be in X.
I mean, like in every, it's like, he's always like the go-getter, the guy who's like, yeah, hey, you're cool, you're all right. And then these first 2-3 episodes, he's kind of like, keep it down, you kids, oh, this generation and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what happened? You would have, I'm pretty sure the Tachibana we all know maybe he didn't sleep right. I don't know, but it just seems so out of character that he was kind of annoyed with.
Yeah, everything and everyone.
Because I'm just like that. I feel Tachibana would be like respectful and just welcome everyone, despite whether or not they can ride a motorcycle or not. And I'm like, when was that ever a criteria to hang here? Because there were plenty of people. Later on, there are people that don't do jack besides just getting kidnapped. But then you have these three that are like, wow, they're actually competent.
Yeah, I was surprised by how when I first watched the show, I was surprised by how competent they were.
Yeah, they don't act like it. They don't talk like it. But it's like, no, they actually. I mean, it's that trope of they're ditzy, they're bubbly, they're this, they're that. But they are. But that's just a front. They are very deadly. If cornered, they are capable of taking care of themselves. Which do we not see that?
It's like the Greenland version of Foxy Force 5 from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, no, it's literally that. It's we see it in anime and in Sentai and Tokusatsu also. Look at oh my gosh. Look at Wendy and Windy and what's her face from Hurricane.
Yeah.
They don't seem like much, more so the other one. But apparently she's the strongest out of all of them. And then,
yes, the Beeble episode.
Yeah, and then you have all the anytime that they've introduced female characters in whatever anime you watch, pick it, whatever. A lot, there's the tomboyish one, there's the sexy mommy one, and then there's the very feminine looking one. 3 always comes in 3s. I remember Bleach is notorious for this.
Oh yeah,
that they have there's Halibels, Facciones, and then there's the Quincy, the three girls in the Quincy and the 1,000-Year Blood War that are again the dits, the mommy, and the girly one, where it's they don't look like much, but holy shit! It's you thought, right? You thought. It's not just eye candy. No, you thought. I feel as though, again, this is where a lot of people have gotten that trope fun. Because again, I see these 3 and I'm like, I have seen I thought this show, this show, this show, this show, this show. It was just that because how capable these girls are.
Absolutely.
wow. In all the shows that we've reviewed so far, I've never seen any girls that are very capable.
Yeah.
That's
It's
including
like that episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge. It's like wait, Mokuba, you escaped completely on your own, piloted a helicopter, brought it all the way over here right to us, and you're tracking Joey Wheeler's dual disc. Wow, I'm genuinely impressed.
Well, no, yeah, and that's the thing. You don't think so. Again, you don't think so, but here we are, and it's that whole thing of, again, all the shows we reviewed, including Mari, Mari, Shizuka, every best girl we've ever had. Only very few, will I say, are actually capable of something, or had like that. I think the one that comes to mind is Sawa from Build, where it's like, oh, she actually was getting info and getting and even if she was caught, she actually got out. Every other girl had to be saved. These three, no. Hell, they'd be right there next to the Kamen Rider. I know we wouldn't get what's the ladybug.
Mm-hmm. What's her name? Yuriko. From Stronger. Yeah,
that until later. That doesn't come until like way later. But I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if these girls would not dress themselves up as some masked, female counterpart to the Kamen Rider. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get into that right now.
Yeah. But yeah, it's so as we discussed last week, around episodes 9 and 10, Fujioka got injured to the point that he had to watch the premiere of his own show from a hospital bed. But we had to dedicate like 3 whole episodes of using what little stock footage we could get our hands on to do some Mighty Morphin Season 2 pre-power transfer magic. And then inexplicably cast a new character. But I will say this, believe it or not, here's something that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers handled just slightly better than Kamen Rider did. Because in Power Rangers, at least they actually introduced Rocky and Adam and Aisha beforehand for like a good chunk of episodes before, we got the power transfer. But like here, it's like we never met Hayato.
No, we never met Hayato before. That was because it was just like we believed that what's his face, who was in the
Taki.
Yeah, Taki, who was in the bride snatching episode, that was going to be the setup for something, or maybe for him to be somewhat important.
It's like you thought Taki was going to be Adam, Rocky, and Aisha, but he was Richie and Curtis the whole time.
But I mean, he could have been, but I don't know. You got to think really quick in these situations, because I could only imagine what was going on in the producers, the directors, and everyone else of what was happening with this situation. I mean, they probably had some story, like maybe like there was going to be something with Taki, but then it's like, well, we can't do that now, can we? We got to scrap it. We got to think. And they just decided, well, no, we already have an FBI agent, but what if we have like someone else come in and just, who we've never met, and say he also is? And I'm like,
a cyborg,
how? And you're telling me that Shocker made two of the same Kaijin?
And what's really silly is that the goal of making that second one is to defeat the first one, which was part of the comic and the movie, but it all happened off screen. Oh yeah, and Takashi broke him out of his mind control and convinced him to carry on his will while I fight Shocker in Europe.
Yeah, for some reason he just went off, and Ruriko went with him because they even mentioned
For
that.
some reason.
For some reason, she just did. And you know what? Let me look that up. Because we did find out in our X review that the actor who was Gene Kisuke actually married in real life the actress who was the twins. But but of course, was there some specific reason why she left, or why, I don't know. We just don't know yet. We just don't know. But yeah, for some reason we decided to not include not to establish the established characters or lore now. There just happens to be another Kamen Rider randomly around that apparently Takashi Hongo met or something before he left and told him to look after Tachibana and everyone else. And he's also wearing a stylish onesie concealed.
Yeah, the onesie is kind of weird.
But men's fashion in the 70s, fashion in general is hell, rompers were a thing with guys for a while too.
That's true.
What was that about? I don't know. Very uncomfortable going to the bathroom if you have ever worn a romper before. Let's see here. But yeah. Not the best transition of power,
No.
But we got 3 cute girls out of it.
Yeah. It's like, at least it's not going to be a sausage fest. It was a concern when we were discussing X. So good thing.
Yeah. Although, wow, we basically covered all our bases here. We literally did. Gentlemen, have your pick, because there is the bubbly one, there's the posh one, and there's kind of the tomboyish one. So it's
surprisingly,
and they're all ridiculously cute. And again,
what's funny is Mari's probably the one I would least likely to go for, but she's also the one that grew on me the fastest.
Hang on, I'm trying to. Why the hell am I only getting? When you look up the cast of Kamen Rider, it literally pulls up every single person that has ever been on a show. They don't pull the original.
Yeah.
Cast.
That's why you got to use the Kamen Rider wiki.
Let's see.
Oh yeah. So Ruriko's friend that we were introduced to in the first episode and vaguely had a few appearances in introduces our 4 new characters, because we got the 3 sisters. So we got the 3 girls, Mari, Yuri, and I forgot the third one's name. And Yuri's little brother.
Why did we have to add a Kenny to this shit?
And enjoy these characters while they last, because Yuri will be the only one that sticks around to the end of the show.
Yeah, no.
The earliest of these 4 characters to leave will be in episode 25. And
for some reason, Let's see here. What cast? Oh my god. Mari, Yuri, and Michi.
Michi. See,
Michi.
when I hear that name,
You know what? People got through down my throat. I'm like, how did you forgive him? I already explained myself. Go watch Gaim. I forgave Michi. I forgave him. Okay. Everyone, you could hate him, fine. But I actually forgave him. So
okay,
he's stupid, he's a dumbass, but I forgave him. He is just a boy. So okay,
he's a
so we
boy
have
trying to be a man.
Yeah, Mari Urimichi, Linda Yamato, Wakano Akoi, and Katsumi Kajima. Let's see here. Yeah, Mari was the one. Mari was the very American-looking one that kind of gave me Mimi vibes from Digimon Season 2.
Yeah, and she has the biggest hair.
Yeah, not to mention, I'm like, you're wearing high boots, a skirt, and a shirt with a star, and it's almost the same as what Mimi wears in Season 2 of Digimon.
It's almost as if Mimi was based on her.
Yeah. So it's like, there you go, another Kamen Rider reference. And even though we do have many of them in Digimon, let's see here. She is Ruriko's friend. Nothing really about why they left.
See, at least with what's her name? Let's see, Hana from Den-O. At least I know the history behind that one. It's tale as old as time. But
it kind of just seems like they were just like they were a thing for a minute, and then they just get written out because I think by like at least I think
by around episode 40, they introduced like new cast members.
Yeah, Yuri's the one that stays until like at least semi the end.
Yeah, and it's really weird because I'm almost done watching Gossip Girl. I'm on the last season, and it's like you don't notice it right away, but Jenna, Vanessa, and Eric all disappear around season 4, and then they introduce these new characters, Ivy and Lola, and it's like, who the hell are you two? And it's like, and like they're treated like, oh yeah, no, they've been around the whole time. Yeah, it's like you're just a caterer and you're a con artist, but it's like we've known you all along, even though you were only introduced like episodes ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, Blair's the best character. I hate having to say it, but Blair's the best character.
Yeah, no, Yuri's the only one. Everyone else kind of just, that sucks.
Yeah,
that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
and I really like Mari.
Yeah, like I said, it's like if I did like that one of those 70s dating game shows where like you had like the screen on, it's like Mari would probably the least likely for me to pick. But watching the show, like these 6 episodes, I'm gonna be honest, she's probably the one that grew on me the most.
Oh yeah, it's like she was the most spoken out of everyone. Like originally, she's like the one that got like some screen time a little bit more. But
yeah, it's like she stood out.
Yeah,
for better or for worse, she stood out more.
Again, these are not. This is not just set dressings, people. These girls are actually capable.
Yeah,
I think one's a judo master.
Michi's a master in the Aikido. Yuri's a black belt in judo, and what's her name? Mari. And Mari is a master fencer. Yeah, but none of them have any motorcycle background, which is odd since they all wanted to join the Tachibana Motor Club.
I think they just believe that they're gonna get like free lessons out of them, which I'm like,
mm-hmm. And
okay,
what's funny is that the first thing they do is like they have a dance party where like even Goro's just like eating a banana, just like staring at them. It's like, hey, old man, don't be such a stiff. And
well, yeah, Shiro's kind of like, come on, Tachibana. And this is where I say Tachibana kind of like that. Tachibana would so totally be down for this, you know? He would so totally be okay with this and, you know, like blah, blah, blah. I'm like, since when is a prerequisite for you to learn to know how to ride a motorcycle to walk into this place? Like that I felt was like, nah, well, you know, they hadn't really established the character yet, but it's like going from X to the first one.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so out of character for Tachibana to be that way, but I guess we were still establishing.
Yeah, plus we've seen Tachibana in V3 and Amazon and Stronger. And like, I'm gonna be honest, he becomes more laid back as the show progresses. Like, first time you see Tachibana in Kamen Rider Stronger, he's literally in a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. No, he's just more of a laid back old man at that point. But yeah, so apparently they get all told that Ruriko is like, oh, we're her friends and we're here to join the club and blah blah. And I'm like, well, where is she at? We don't know.
She left to go.
She left, I guess. She said she was going on a trip, and it's okay. And then, of course, Shocker. Of course, Shocker.
Yeah,
of course, Shocker.
Yeah, Shocker gets involved. Yeah. And what's funny is that like they start having a dance party. It's like, oh, so it's kind of, you know what it reminds me of, that episode of Jimmy Neutron when he gets his own TV show. It's Jimmy Neutron's funky dance party of science.
Yeah, where it's just like, they're just trying. It's serious, but there's a dance party going on. Did you know this is about dance?
Yeah, it's like Tachibana's funky dance party of motorcycling.
But I'm sorry. So while that's all going on, apparently Shocker has decided to go international and bring in a combatant from the faraway land of Mexico. Because they just decided, you know what? These Japanese are not doing it for us. We got to get the cartel involved.
Yeah.
And I would play a Spanish guitar here.
Da-da-dum.
But I won't. Because technically, at this point in time, the Mexican people really, no, they did. I'm sorry. They do. Eat cactuses. So this whole thing is cactus based, which I'm like, well, take a pic.
Where's Joseph Joestar when you need him?
Yeah. So we have.
He destroys a dam, and somehow it destroys the entire Mexican infrastructure.
Yeah,
one dam.
A cactus kaijin, which is not a crazy idea of having. I mean, we've seen a cactus kaijin before in Fies.
And we've seen one in Power Rangers.
Yeah, so it's not that crazy to say, like, you know, he has Bomberman level powers where he chucks cactuses and they blow up.
Yeah, apparently their needles are pressure triggered explosives.
Which I'm like, really? Because again, watching these episodes, these two together, because apparently this is a two-parter.
We get two-parters in this cluster.
Yeah, it was so confusing. That I'm like, wait, you guys actually touched the cactus, it fell, it did this. I'm like, if this is supposed to be like a landmine, shouldn't that have been enough to do it? I'm guessing it has to be a little bit more pressure than that for the cactuses to blow up, because I'm like, that should have blown up. That should have gone off. No, it did not. But yeah. Was it just me, or I noticed actually that this is where we started getting the Lucha Libre masks, because
yes, these are the Lucha Shocker, the iconic ones.
Shocker combatants from Mexico, where the
I said, new writer, new villains, new Zords.
And then I was like, if you take a good look in the background, you see some very, very Mexican looking like shocker soldiers in the background, like with the big twirly mustaches outside of the, and I'm like, is that the Iron Sheik? I know that mustache. I'm like, what?
Which is ironic since the next 2-part episode involves wrestling.
Yeah. So I'm just like, well, okay. And yeah, this is where the shocker grunts actually get solidified in this show instead of just running around with face paints on them. But yeah, so apparently they get sent a present to the Tachibana Motor Club.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a cactus bomb.
They managed
to not set it off, but this sets off Mari. And Mari, along with I think it's Yuri or Michi, decide to hop on a motorcycle and chase after them. And I'm like, I thought you all couldn't ride. Oh, we lied. We actually can. Mm-hmm. I'm a master fencer and she's a master judo person. We're very multi-talented. Then why do the ditzy thing then, Mari? It's kind of my thing. And you do it very well. I'm not buying you dinner. You can forget it, darling. You just played your card. I am not buying you dinner. Other things maybe, but not dinner.
Yeah, Taki tries to like encounter like a fellow FBI agent, and they go for a ride. But then that Interpol agent's hand becomes somewhat prickly all of a sudden.
Oh hell no! 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 Oh hell no!
Oh hell no!
Yeah, it was the cactus dude.
Yeah, throwing his cactus bombs all over the place. And I'm like, you know what? That's not a bad power to have, especially with those type of cactuses.
I'm not even going to bring up the cactus sword, which he does have.
He does have a cactus sword.
I'm going to lie. If you're going to make a sword out of a cactus, that is a nifty design for one.
I will say though, to having that the cactus he's using is actually a type of cactus that if you do get it, come in contact, that mother ain't coming off. That it literally spreads. It's. I'm like, no, that's actually very clever. That's actually very clever, but well.
Yeah, so thankfully, Machine Cyclone has an autopilot.
Yeah.
So it takes Tachibana to Taki.
Yeah, the bike just becomes sentient for once. And to save the girls because they were holding their own. They were. Yeah. But, just again, we need a man. Cue the music. We need a hero. And it's not the Kamen Rider. Mm-hmm. But yeah, then Tachibana gets jumped. But out of nowhere, here comes it's the Kamen Rider. I'm like,
no. It's some reporter dude.
It's some guy. It's some guy in a khaki onesie.
Yeah, with a rose in his mouth.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, yeah. I know people like, oh yeah, did you know that, so-and-so from Sailor Moon was based out? Yeah, we know. We know by the name. Yeah, this is kind of like where that kind of...
Yeah, with a name like Tuxedo Kamen, what do you expect?
What did you think? And like the rose in the... Yeah, this is kind of where that kind of came from, okay? We get it. We know, all right? You love Sailor Moon. You go to the live stage play yet? How are tickets?
I got tickets for next week.
Ooh,
yeah.
I want to go. But I don't know. I'll have to see. I'll have to see
I wish you told me. I would have bought a second ticket for you.
Yeah. But yeah,
they got expensive fast.
I know they do. But okay, yeah. So, who is this guy?
I am a reporter. My name is Hayato Ichimonji. I
We-
know it sounds very weird that I have a number 1 in my name, but please bear with me.
We had an Ivy League, all Japanese go-getter, super smart, and now we downgraded to a reporter.
Mhm. What is this, Skullman?
Yeah, I'm like, what? What? You couldn't have, like, and the thing is that they chase after the Shocker combatants and they start fighting, and it's like, even Tachiban's like, hey son, I think you gotta chill out. Like, I know you gotta get your story, but it's like, he's like, don't worry, I know what I'm doing, because that's why Takashi Hongo trusted me. And it's like, what? It's like, yes, he trusted me to do something. Damn sweater. He trusted me.
Yeah.
Imagine there's an S there, but it's backwards.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you wearing the belt inside your romper?
Yeah. That was
I mean, kind of like, I know we're trying to be like very like suspicious, but it's like, we're getting attacked by a cactus and several lucha libre luchadors here. I think now is the time to stop being so secretive. And what are you doing wearing a onesie? What? Fashion, I swear. And he does. And this is where we actually get not the henshin pose, but now we get the whole like theatrical, like the colors and all that stuff, like that would make a precursor to Kisuke Jin and everyone else about jumping into there like, oh, and just
yeah. He's like,
it's like that moment that Tommy Oliver says, I'm like, oh god, here we go, man, here we go. Now this is, I'm sorry, I told JDF that, I'm like, did we really need to do that? It kind of, after a while, it's just kind of like, can you tone it down or can we mute him? Seriously? But yeah, here we go. And well, the fight goes exactly what you think. Actually, no, we stop next episode because that's where the fight happens. Not in this one. Or am I skipping too far ahead? I think Mike went dead.
yeah.
Yep.
Not a fan of the whole Wi-Fi thing.
Yeah. So because again, we get a two-parter because, well, we fight the Kaijin and then he just dies because of that, but apparently he didn't die.
Yeah.
Because he's back in the next episode. I know that plants are very durable, but especially cactuses, but how did that happen? Although they did actually update the ending credits with this new Kamen Rider, though. That's actually pretty cool. So next episode.
I swear the internet is killing me.
Okay, so yeah, we're going into the next episode, and the next episode is literally again a two-parter because we have the same Cactus Kaijin that we had in the previous episode show up again, kind of doing the same BS, but now he's actually going to. What I think he's trying to blow up another dam in Japan.
Pretty much.
It's a repeat of what he did in Mexico, how he how he became the number one in Mexico. But again, not much actually goes down here other than the fact of shenanigans happen with Ichimonji and Mari, in terms of like that he's a photographer and Mari wants to get her photo taken by him. Mari,
Yeah.
this is neither the time nor the place, okay? And there are children here. That type of stuff wouldn't be popular until 2020. So
yeah,
and of course, the whole hijinks of like the cactus bombs and all that stuff. But literally, there's not much to this episode. It's just more hijinks.
Ichimonji does get a flashback of when he received his surgery.
Yeah,
but we don't see Takashi.
But it was like, but again, it's like, well, we were there. There was no other person there. There was no other, like it's kind of like they're trying to shoehorn in, like, no, there was another. Then why did they make another Ichigo? Why did they make another Kamen Rider then? Because normally they just do one and that's it. And it's like, well,
that is odd. And like you'd think, why don't we make more Spider-Man and more Batman and more Scorpion Men? Because when we established in an earlier episode, it's not new combatants with the old Kaijin's powers. It's literally the old ones brought back to life.
Yeah,
but with less personality.
I mean, obviously when they're brought back, especially in the last episode, they just seemed like lesser than, because again, we already beat them. That's kind of the thing. It's like they're no longer considered a threat unless there's a new Kaijin that just makes it seem like, oh. But if you had like a repeat of the of Spider-Man or Batman or whatever, it would get old.
Yeah. I'm not saying just repeat one time. I'm saying make a whole army of them.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, wait, we have like it'd be no different than if they toss them a bunch of shocker grunts, Oh, there's a million Spider-Men. I'm like, yeah, like they have a million shocker grunts. So to the Kamen Rider,
I see your point because the specific people who became the Kaijin were supposed to be the best of the best of the best of the best of the best.
Yeah, you're telling me that you got some of the greatest athletes, some of the greatest scientists, and augmented them to be these things. And yet, if we had millions of them, then it'd be what's the purpose then?
Yeah,
it's like there's a reason why there's regular cards, and then there are the promo holo cards, and then there are the ghost rare cards. Might be the same thing, but really it's not.
Yeah, so they get suspicion that like, oh, a cactus bomb is being sent to the race club, which leads to a motorcycle chase scene involving Mari and Michi. And we actually get to see their martial arts skills. Michi is just flipping over these shocker grunts while Mari's fighting. Like, these dudes have like curved boomerang looking swords, and Mari's fighting them off with a stick. Not even a rapier, a stick.
These girls are very capable of like I said, we would not see capable women on the good guys team. I do not the bad guys, the good guys. In my memory, we wouldn't get anything until at least I don't know. I want to say like maybe one or two in Hibiki. Hina from O's definitely was capable, and they even had that whole thing like an alternate if she became O's. But and there's a few others later on, but I cannot think of any other like Kamen Rider like female support characters other than very few that can actually combat like the grunts or something and hold their own for a while before the Kamen Rider appears. These two actually surprised me. But even so, it's like the whole shenanigans with the cactus thing again, and then having like this kind of Mexican standoff at the dam, that to the point that like the final battle is a rider kick into the cactus patch that you planted. I'm like, maybe fighting over here was not the greatest idea for you, Cactus Kaiju.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
Because
like there's no problem with like setting up booby traps for your opponent, but you kind of have to know where the traps are so you yourself don't get hit by them.
you have no safety for yourself. Like you pretty much like you're just as good. You're just as fucked if you snag a cactus yourself.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to find out in the next episode. Well, we'll get to that later.
But yeah, that was the episode right there with the two Cactus Kaijin episodes. Just Cactus Kaijin, Cactus Bomb Kaijinks. That's about it. And then we go into...
Oh yeah, like there was a brief stint about capturing a combatant and making Shiro watch him only to fail afterwards. But there's really not much to it because we all know what's going to happen. Taki's going to like disguise himself as the combatant. He gets in trouble. Conrad's going to bail him out. Same old, same old.
Yeah, not again. There's a formula is being established here that we're gonna see for quite a while.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was the second episode.
Yeah, and by the way, I just looked up Linda Yamamoto's career. Yeah, for a 78-year-old woman, she still looks pretty good. Just saying, she's got a singing career. Good for her. Anywho, on to the next episode.
What was that?
What was what?
We were in silence for a bit.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah,
well,
as
we're still
said,
live, but we're still here. We're still here. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Even
the internet's
even my
weird.
end, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
maybe it's something to do with the internet all around. I don't know.
Yeah,
but we will press on.
Linda Yamamoto, like, good job on your career.
What did she do afterwards?
Singing and modeling. That's it.
That's Mari, right?
Yeah, Mari. And she still looks good for her age. So good for her.
Wow. Wow, she really did age well.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay, wait.
I guess those fencing lessons really paid off.
So she was around, because again, she was like around like 20, 22, 21. I wanted to between 20 and 24. And if you look her up right now, it really
she's 78 right now.
She is 7. Yeah, she has not aged a day. My God.
Yeah.
All right.
So our next episode begins with a bus ride that let's just say is about to enter its final destination.
Jesus Christ. But even I kind of asked this question though. I'm like, again, trial and error, obviously.
Yeah.
But
I know where you're going with this, and I agree with you. I was gonna reference Death Note live action.
I'm like, okay, so I mean, I know like the thing that like God went off and did was, get the best to make the best. Shocker just seems to be just getting the most random individuals and just making them into kaijin.
Yeah, because they basically turned a Parasaurus.
Yeah, I was just like, wait, what is this? It's a dinosaur. It's I want to say like it was giving some Dilophosaurus vibes, but we're not actually sure that the Dilophosaurus actually is poisonous.
Yeah, no, that's a Jurassic Park thing.
And that wouldn't be a thing for another 20 years.
Yeah. But yeah, so this Parasaurus Kaijin basically can exhume a toxic gas, and basically it kills everyone on the bus except for one person who is a shocker scientist, I guess.
The bus driver.
Nope, not even the bus driver was the Kaijin.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
scientist.
but yeah, the lady on there was like a scientist or whatever. But then apparently the Kaijin just stops in front of her and then just collapses. Is apparently this thing just cannot stay alive long enough to do a mission.
Because
Like
basically, it also is affected by its own poison.
Jesus Christ, man.
Talk about one and done.
Yeah, I'm like, if there was ever like this whole thing of like, a sort of bomber, if you will, you know the type. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is, yeah, no. Also, I don't like the design. I don't like the design at all. This.
I like the head design. Not so much the rest of it. But yeah, I'm left asking a couple of questions. One, why did she take off her mask then and there? Because won't the gas still be around? Like, won't it still linger a bit? And two, how could you not predict that the Kaijin would be affected by its own poison? And three, if you did the necessary tests and you did find out that you effed around, you found out and all that, why don't you like somehow install one of those gas masks onto the Kaijin so that when it does use its gas, it won't be affected by it?
Because that is too smart for these scientists. Like,
Yeah,
smart
John
person
Bailey
would.
told me the same thing, but I didn't want to believe him.
A smart person would, because you want your Kaijin, your poisonous gas Kaijin, to actually last.
Mm-hmm.
But these people,
and the reason I know this is because
it just seems like they just don't care that they send out their whacked out Pokemon and it learns poison, but it itself gets poisoned by the effect. Like, wouldn't it be something to, like, I don't know, try not to, you couldn't have given it like an item for it to like recover or something, or not to get dude. No, that's stupid. It builds a natural immunity over time. It's foaming from the mouth. I don't think I don't think it's gonna get any immunity from it.
Yeah.
So,
Even the Dread Pirate Robber took a whole decade to develop a tolerance to iocane powder. See, I remember my rom-coms.
But yeah, what is the purpose of this Kaijin? What exactly is it trying to do?
It's never made clear. What is made clear is that we need a really strong combatant in order to augment into it for it to tolerate its own poison. So their computers found the only person who could withstand that, apparently, is some random wrestler whose little brother happens to be friends with Goro. Oh, by the way, remember Shiro? Well, you're not going to see him ever again. His last appearance was in episode 15.
Yeah, what happened? He also just left. It's like, we kind of don't have much to write for you, Shiro. So he was just the nameless guy in the back of the coffee shop. You couldn't have just kept him there? Like, you think Tachibana can just keep this going? It's like, nah, he's got to go. Okay, he too
Yeah.
walked up the
See,
stairs.
like
And
given
never came
how
back.
face to face he was with the cactus dude, you'd think maybe the cactus dude would have killed him or something. Or given the fact that he shares the same name as V3, because Shiro Kazami, you'd think, oh, maybe he will become V3 in a later season. Kind of maintain the continuity. It's like, oh, we remember when you used to be the butler for the Snack Amigo. Now because you witnessed this crime by Destron, we're going to turn you into a cyborg. Meanwhile, freaking Taki's just like at the bottom of the swimming pool in that meme.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, oh my god, my brother's the greatest wrestler of all time. And then it's like, oh yeah, like freaking we got the shocker scientist posing as a reporter, goes to his locker room and uses one of those camera darts in order to like kidnap him. And of course, Hayato also being a photographer and former shocker combatant. Like he manages to steal her camera because this camera looks way too suspicious.
Yeah, don't trust Canon cameras, folks. There's a reason why they're called Canon. Because they are also doubles as a gun. That's why I always go with Nikon.
Yeah, I have a Nikon as well. But yeah, it's kind of interesting how unlike Takashi, Hayato's a womanizer, but he takes advantage of that where like he's able to use it to perform legitimate reconnaissance.
If you're trying to tell me that Takashi Hongo was a womanizer, I'm like, Takashi? No. Dude couldn't. Dude is smart, but he is no charmer. He is no charmer. Maybe later on, but not right now. But yeah, I kind of did notice that with Ichimonji that he's giving off a lot of Nami Swan type of stuff, but he's actually doing something.
Nami Swan. Yeah,
he's doing something like that because I'm just like, you have these three girls here for what reason? I ask you, and again, that's kind of like, well, we need set dressings, but at the same time, it's like, there's something you guys, it's a team effort here. But regardless,
like he intercepts the shocker trainer dude.
Yeah,
apparently Shocker has its own gym membership.
Yeah. Well, they had that nice looking gym in X.
They did. Yeah, where everyone was wearing a judo gi outside of their Pal Arts uniforms.
Yeah, so I'm just like, so I'm like, there you go. And I'm like, why not? I mean, they got to keep in shape. You can't be a fat ass and dominate the world. Not how it works. You got to be strong. You got to get swole. You got to do the gym and don't skip leg day. Like you can't be. Can you imagine if it's like, oh, I don't ever like talking about this, but it's like when you watch like the second Ninja Turtles movie after they dumbed it down, and remember seeing the first movie and how like you saw the hideout and the cigar smoking, the video games, the gambling, and then you saw like them training and just like doing judo and karate and everything like that. And then you go to the second movie and they're all just a bunch of fat, overweight, like blobs in foot soldier costumes. I'm like, ninjas. Yeah, totally believe it. We're really slim on grunts, aren't we? This is what we got to deal with. Okay. All right. Hopefully they can at least be useful. But apparently Shocker's in the world of Lucha Libre.
Yeah, because they turned the wrestler dude into a new Pyrosaurus.
How does that work? Do they get the Power rings and just kind of fusion them together, or do they just put them in a blender, put them in how does that work actually?
Maybe they use the splicer from Pokemon Black and White.
I'm like, how do you merge these two? Because I kind of would just think that you guys would have already experimented on the guy by now, but you didn't. You got, no, we're gonna make him into it. I'm like, how? That I'd like to see, but we never get that answer because apparently the little kid's brother is also involved in this because that's his next
his
next opponent. And goes as well as that boxing match in Rocky IV.
Yeah,
except without.
Like they straight up like freaking the scientist even straight up says, anything his fist touches, he destroys.
Yeah, same here because he's got acid coming out of his knuckles.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course the girls are pining to go to this new nightclub. So it's like, oh, we gotta go to this nightclub. But now's not the time. We gotta watch a wrestling match instead.
Yeah, very quickly where they're like, we gotta go dance. We got hot men fighting each other. I'm like, ain't it always the way, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Meanwhile, so try to fake so they try to fake the death of that wrestler, so that he could come back as a new wrestler named El Rey Diablo, not to be confused with El Rey Mysterio.
So they're literally the Devil King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or Masked Devil, but yeah, so it's like the little kid, he recognizes, hey, I think that's my brother, so he tries to meet up with him. But it's like, no, kid, I don't know who the hell you are. So he throws a kid across a building.
Yeah, that's the thing with earlier Kamen Rider. They were not afraid to smack children around.
Yeah.
Just to
we here at Team 4-Star do not condone child violence. We do, however, find it hilarious.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
It is it. I don't know. I'm always just like, at least the kids weren't spouting off some random information of Shocker that they did not know anything about, but apparently they did. I'm like, okay, now you can smack them. How do they know that?
Yeah. So Ichimonji fights off against both Pyrosaurus and the trainer, who's weirdly wearing some poncho for some reason.
Lucha Libre.
It's Lucha Libre.
That's why.
Yeah. And then the episode ends with Kamen Rider and Pyrosaur both flipping in the air. And you might notice that I'm not referring to him as Nego because at this point in time he's just called Kamen Rider.
He is just a Kamen Rider. That's it. There's no.
I'm just a rider. I ride a bike, and then I kick some cyborg Nazis.
This is just an establishment has been made here of a secondary rider, but the reason why is because the first guy got hurt, so we had to make a second one. But it's still the first guy because that would kind of be stupid that if we made a second hero and called him that he is a Kamen Rider. There was no. It's not like now with your Revi's and your Geats and your 01s and then
it's like back in the day the Power Rangers were just called Power Rangers. They weren't called.
There was no
Power Rangers Dino Force or Dino Rangers or whatever. There
was no differentiating between. It just was which was kind of stupid in logic because like you guys have dinosaur costumes, but your mechs changed.
Yeah, even like the Equation Rangers, it's like they were just called the Rangers of Aquitar.
Yeah. They were yeah. Even though I'm like, do not disrespect the Kamen Ranger suits, people. Let
Yeah.
it not. But yeah, so again, the trope was made that we have another rider, as I said, and now we are starting to see what will later be established as things that the Kamen Rider must do. Because this is, I believe, where we actually see the henshin pose come into play now.
Yeah, so again, you need like intense air pressure in order to make the belt transform you into a rider. So the way Shocker improved on that technology is by doing the pose, like your arms are basically creating an air current so strong that it activates your belt. I will say this, at least there is logic to it. Is the logic stupid? Yes, but at least they explain it. It's like it's not just, oh, why is Gene Kisuke doing this? Then why is he doing this? Then why is he doing this? And then why is he doing this?
And believe me, man, it's gonna get worse as the years go on. You know, have you seen some of the Sentai poses? That takes forever. That's 5 people doing it. We're just doing 1.
And also, they pose after they transform.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing I like about Gavan is that they explain that this entire 10-second transformation sequence is actually happening in 0.008 seconds. We're just watching it in slow motion.
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah.
But,
so of course, El Rey Diablo's little brother. It's like, I know El Rey Diablo is my bigger brother. I just have to look inside the mask. And Goro's like, I can help you. So they sneak into El Rey Diablo's freaking room, and it's like you inject a chant. They make it very big. They make it very poignant. A luchador never removes his mask. It is the ultimate dishonor if one were to do that.
Maybe
what they do.
Maybe of the times of El Santo or Mil Máscaras, but I mean that was only for public appearances. They do. It's just that I mean they don't live with them 24/7, people.
Yeah,
but apparently.
I mean, Jason David Frank did take a video of himself showering while wearing the Green Ranger helmet, so you never know.
Yeah, so apparently this guy sleeps in full-on lucha libre like gear.
Yeah, but when they pulled the mask off, turns out it wasn't really his brother. It was actually what's his name, the trainer.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, 2 of the girls go to a nightclub. It's like, yay, we're dancing, we're having fun. I'm like, yes, this takes me back to watching 1970s Soviet films because everyone was dressed this way and everyone danced this way. I'm glad this thing's universal. I'm watching a Japanese TV show and yet I feel so at home.
It was the 70s, people. Big hair and a lot of hoop skirt.
Yeah, but it just so happens that the 2 girls, they needed to make a phone call in another room, which is very convenient because into the nightclub shows up the Pyrosaurus and basically gasses the entire nightclub. I'm like, jeez. Jeez. Given something that happens in like 2015 or 2016, I'm like, jeez. Or also what happened in 2 years ago. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once the 2 girls come back, again, how long does it take for this gas to dissipate?
I don't know.
I don't know. That's the one question I have about this 2-part episode. But when the two girls come back, it's like, geez, everyone's asleep. What's going on? Hey, bartender, can we get some drinks? Bartender. Don't ignore us, bartender. And then he turns into a skeleton and the two of them just faint.
I'm like, Dollies, do you not realize? I know it was the 70s, but I mean, not everyone was doing like, psychedelic drugs in the club.
Yes, none of that Studio 54 nonsense.
Not everyone was doing it, but apparently you think, oh, everyone's passed out. What's going on? Oh, yeah, that's just any Tuesday at a club.
Yeah. So the two boys got in trouble, because, they try to sneak into Homeboy's private quarters. But, that's when they do realize, there's something suspicious about freaking El Rey Diablo. So naturally, freaking Kamen Rider goes up against El Rey Diablo in the wrestling ring. I'm like, oh my god, this is like watching Rocky Balboa fight against Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, but at least we knew who was going to win there.
See, the thing I don't understand about that is, like, I get the idea that in this universe, Rocky Balboa is the best boxer and Hulk Hogan's the best wrestler. So, like, let's get, like, the two best athletes from these two very different sports to fight each other for charity. Okay, I get the charity part, but, like, the fighting each other part, because both sports have very different rules. It's like one is allowed to punch but not grapple, while the other one's allowed to grapple but not punch. So it's like, how do you even do this? Like either both of them should wrestle or both of them should box. Because, like, I feel like unless you're in the MMA octagon, like, these two fighting styles are not compatible in sport.
Yeah. But here in the Kamen Rider universe, it's fair game.
Yeah. We're fighting terrorists.
Yeah,
who are cybernetic offshoot of Nazis.
Terrorists. Yeah.
Yeah. So good on Taki for trying to fight the trainer.
But he just gives him a good old rider kick and that's it. So I'm like,
yeah.
Hey man, he kept it above the belt, so it's legal.
Yeah. So we get this wrestling match between Kamen Rider and El Rey Diablo. And then the whole place gets stormed by Shocker. I'm like, geez, that's a shocker right there.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really cool is that the three girls actually go chasing after that scientist. Look at you girls being very proactive.
Again, when have we ever had ladies that actually are going in the front lines as much as the guys? Like when?
Yoko?
When, I mean, it isn't until like later on that they start making girls into actual Kamen Riders. That's like, you never saw any girl like throw themselves into the front lines like that.
Yeah.
But these three are just like, oh, they're literally the fucking whoop ass girls.
Yeah. And yeah, so he releases the toxic gas, and thankfully everyone left except for the scientist. I'm like, oh no. And she's like, oh no, the toxic bomb.
Yeah.
And then eventually, a Pyrosaur succumbs to his own gas and turns back into the little kid's brother. It's like Pyrosaur was my brother the whole time. Oh no! As soon as Pyrosaur was brought back to life. Okay. So I'm guessing this is a Yu-Gi-Oh type of situation.
I kicked his ass and finally brought him back to his senses. You nearly killed him.
Yeah. And so the episode ends with Hayato and Taki driving off on their motorcycle with the two little boys, while Chico and Mari get left behind.
Oh, my poor ladies. My poor
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah, yeah. Not gonna lie, that was a funny gag.
Ugh.
All right,
Now
you
we're
ready?
in,
The last two episodes are basically one-offs.
Yeah, very refreshing because I'm like, we've had two-parters in one go. Let's have something new
Yeah,
here.
like that's so rare. Like with like build, like we basically had a bunch of 6-parters.
Yeah.
Like we did one 6-parter, then another 6-parter, then another 6-parter, then another 6-parter, 5-part, 4-part. But like heck, even in like when we did Kamen Rider Q, it's like, oh, we did two-parters and we're done.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But this is a really odd situation, especially since by this point, like we got so used to like Kamen Rider X having like nothing but 1-parter, with the exception of like the rare occasion. But like here, it's like, oh wow, we get 2 back-to-back 2-parters. When's the last time we did that?
All right. So next episode.
Yeah, some brothers go up into the woods because they're just in the woods. They're just hiking. One of them's a little cutie pie with like giant glasses and whatnot, and like they find a shocker stronghold completely by accident. The giant sea star statues aren't really helping with the inconspicuousness.
Yeah, what the? I was like, either this place is a base for an evil organization or it's haunted. And I feel like a girl's gonna be coming out of that well.
Yeah.
Either
But
get out.
Unfortunately, the little brother, like, he is completely blind without his glasses. Like, we're talking Velma Dinkley, where it's like, jeepers, I can't see without my glasses. And even though his brother gets kidnapped right in front of him, like at point blank, it's like he doesn't even like comprehend that this is what's happening.
So fucking dumb. All right.
Yeah, and the little kid inexplicably gets rescued by Ichimonji. So naturally, we gotta investigate.
Yeah, so what is this plot? What is this all about?
Basically, like, there's a shocker base. We gotta infiltrate it, and the Sea Star dude is trying to protect it. Thankfully, this asteroid is not Austrian, but he may as well be.
He literally is a Nazi.
Yeah, because he works for Shocker.
It's Shocker.
He's literally working for Shocker. Come on.
Yeah, so it may not have the Fuhrer's face, but it's still there.
It's like, it may not be the Nazi, but it's still a Nazi.
But yeah, for some reason,
yeah. So naturally, they try to pull a Tommy Oliver. Our 3 male heroes get captured by Shocker, and they try to pull a Tommy Oliver by pretending to be fighting each other or getting sick, depending on which one is more useful at the moment, in order to trick the Kabans into like going inside to break up the fight, only for them to like, no! And yeah, while we get this really long brawl sequence, I mean a really long brawl sequence, like the entire footage is like 30 seconds, but it looks clearly sped up, which means that the actual filming was probably even longer than that. But conveniently, there was 4 of them, so they could all disguise themselves as Shocker combatants. Yeah.
But again, not much goes down in this episode, honestly.
Yeah.
Because again,
everyone
we got the kid who's running around with no glasses and a starfish that they're really having fun with this starfish, putting him in different poses and like seeing him get thrown around,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Austrian asteroid did it too, but like this dude, it's like he's not even like spinning like a shuriken, which you think he would have, considering that the preview for the episode kind of advertised, "Oh, it's a Sea Star ninja." Will the Kamen Rider be able to overcome his echanodermatic ninjutsu? Or will he become Shocker's next prey? Find out next time on Kamen Rider, same common time, same Rider channel. But no, like I don't see any use of ninjutsu. It's like at least make the Sea Star spin around like a shuriken. Even the Austrian one did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So so they fight in a creek. And if you see a bridge, get used to it because there's a lot of fight scenes involving bridges in the show.
there's
But
that cool waterfall they were fighting at too towards the end.
Yeah, the waterfall was pretty cool though. But he dispatches the guy very easily. Ryder kicks him. He falls down and just stays down.
He just collapses. Just okay, I give. I'm like, that's it.
And I'm looking at the jawline of the helmet. I'm like, damn, like Ichimonji's helmet is like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, basically, this is a nothing burger of an episode.
Yeah.
But the next one might be a little bit more interesting.
I thought it was just by the premise.
Yeah, because we got a crab monster for one. Crabs are creepy.
Yeah, have you ever watched a documentary on crustaceans? Not the most appealing thing to learn about, but it is fascinating.
There's also that one video where like there's like a crab that like takes this one dude's life, and it's like this primitive Malakastraka knows how to shank a dude. But interestingly enough, this episode, and interestingly enough, this episode takes place all the way on the exotic island of Hokkaido.
Yeah,
that's right.
We're going up
to
north.
The Sinnoh region.
We're going up north where the girls are very pretty.
Yes, especially a particular blonde in a black outfit who has a thing for sand sharks.
I would have said blonde in a pink outfit, but depending on your genre. But yeah,
I'm talking about Cynthia from Diamond and Pearl because
it's
placed in Hokkaido.
God Almighty!
Yeah, the Sinnoh region is literally Hokkaido.
Hokkaido. Yeah, no, it's
turned
very
sideways,
much
but
Hokkaido.
yeah, it's Hokkaido. Yeah, it's got that triangular shape and everything, except pointing north, it's pointing towards Siberia.
Very famous for its seafood.
Yeah.
So
I want to go to Sapporo because of it's very Edo-y.
Yeah. But yeah, so oh boy. We have a crab. We've got a crab.
And he infiltrates a seismology lab.
He is if you did not tell me he was a crab, I would be scratching my head and wondering what the hell is this thing. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, did he just attack a guard with bubbles?
Freaking bubbles. See, it's the boa juice.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I mean, if anything, I'm like, yeah, when we have bubbles on this show, it's never a good thing because usually the bubbles are so acidic is that they would melt the bastard's face clean off in less than a second.
I'll say it again. Boa juice.
Yeah, so the fact that the crab has melting acid bubble spit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Best turn around and run.
Yeah.
Best turn around and run. We may not get like X level gruesomeness, but people do fade away and die in this. Oh, also the shocker combatants are firing water pistols.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's so weird. It's like, wait, what? Why are they? Because apparently the water pistols are filled with the same acidic saliva that the crab does. So when they're shooting, it's literally like they're shooting the acidic bubbles. Which kind of makes me ask the question: did the crab just kind of hover over these guns and just kind of drool into the little hole to fill them up? And how long did that take?
How much?
Like,
And how much
why
boa
are these-
juice does he have to drink in order to produce that?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, okay. But apparently, this crab is very, very good at its job.
Mm-hmm.
This is possibly the most like competent kaijin that we have seen in a while. That is actually like kicking ass and taking names, because he actually gets a kill count in this episode.
Yeah.
He kills numerous amounts of people in the name of Shocker, even some of the grunts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm like, praise to you, Mr. Crab.
Yeah. Yeah. So we do get so we do meet like a seismologist helping everyone out, in this episode, and he's pretty badass.
He
Yeah.
is really pulling his weight, honestly, in terms of like guest characters.
Yeah, it's like if I didn't know any better, he could have been a Kamen Rider.
Mhm.
But that just makes him yet another.
Yeah, he's so competent that he makes everyone fall asleep because of all the hard work they're doing.
Yep. Well, Taki did tell over the radio to babysit the three kiddos, and by three kiddos we mean Mari,
Yuri and Michi. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so we go towards the beach, and apparently some dude wants to go fishing there, but it's like, oh no, you ain't going fishing here. But then later, when our characters could show up there, it's like, I'm curious, how many characters actually saw that one dude's foot?
I don't know. That
Because
was
it's
kind of
like,
strange.
because the dude's like, the moment that foot shows up, it's like, okay, guys, just so you know, the beach is off limits. So let's go back. But we just got here. The beach is off limits. Come on, guys, let's get going. I'll treat you all to some ice cream.
Yeah, because apparently the crab monster interfered, grabbed him, and then it's like, yeah, don't wanna freak them out.
Yeah.
Any other
So
idiot would have let them see it.
Yeah. So it's revealed that the crab dude is responsible for all these tsunamis that are happening. I'm like, isn't this basically the plot of an earlier episode? Because I remember,
I think it is, but again, this crab is doing a lot more than what they did originally, though. I think.
Yeah, because before they were just in the planning phase. Let's kidnap a geologist, but here, no, I'm taking over this entire laboratory.
They got seismology, they got bombs, they got all this stuff to make a tsunami that literally would destroy all of Hokkaido. And it's like, and this crab guy ain't no pushover either.
Yeah,
so it's
but he does conveniently lose his communicator.
Yeah.
Because it's rigged to explode.
No.
Yeah. But yeah.
How many times did the Kamen Rider fight this crab before they finally had their last battle? Like, it was almost like 3 or 4 times.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, it's always like, this crab is up there. I'm like, this thing is kicking ass, man. Why isn't he remembered fondly?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it turns out that The Kamen Rider is also immune to its acid spit.
Just like how the Kamen Rider is immune to El Rey Diablo's gaseous spit.
Mm.
It's like, what is the Kamen Rider not immune to besides being in a vacuum?
I don't know, anything that Shocker or whomever throws at it. It's like, you guys realize he is a super advanced cyborg you guys made.
Yeah, you'd think,
So,
you'd keep you'd keep hold of like those 3 Nazi scientists to like keep studying ways of defeating him. Or maybe when you make the second one, make a failsafe to like just in case he betrays you.
yeah, but
Imagine what happens when you make 12 more of them.
yep,
Or for budget reasons sakes.
yep.
So really not much happens. You know, we get to a fight by the docks, and the crab dude does use his acid spit on Ichimonji, making him basically blind. But you know, like they do wrestle off like the trigger to like set off these explosions, and when they get back to the surface, you know, again blind. But hey, I don't need my eyes to kick you.
Nope.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, the crab just kind of like, not an explosion, just kind of a spark just dies.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
not a crab boil.
You know, if you can't Rider kick the dude, you could just Rider punch him.
Yeah.
And he just wipes off the foam like it's nothing. I'm like, bro, why didn't you do that sooner?
And after that, it's just pretty much just whatever. And hey, let's go have a beach day episode for the last 5 minutes of this show. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
where's the watermelon at?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But, yeah,
one thing I do appreciate about an earlier scene is how the girls were like really fast, like doing all the math and the geography to figure out where the trigger was going to go off.
They were getting the coordinates and everything. Yeah.
It's like, good on you. Totally. You girls are actually being very helpful in non-combative aspects as well. I'm like,
yeah, no, they're actually, again, they're very capable girls, very capable. Which I'm like, all right, okay, very cool.
Yeah,
but that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Pretty much it. Well, that right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the actual Kamen Rider and his henshin poses and transformations all established in one go. So get ready, because next thing you know, an entire franchise of 50 years started here.
Yep. Soon to be 55 years.
55.
Next year.
Holy shit.
Next year. Yeah, next year is 55 years.
55.
Like, you would think, like, it's like, but Saber and Revice just ended. No, they didn't. We had Beats, we had Gotchard, we had Gov.
Yeah. There's literally been like almost like, I mean, really, well, Reiwa just started. No, man. No,
Reiwa's been around for 6 years.
Yeah, like come on. Even I remember, oh, Reiwa. Okay, I thought I was saying it wrong. But I'm like, yeah, that was a while ago that was announced. It just seems like yesterday. Like, yeah, but yeah, well, that is the passage of time, isn't it? I mean, I remember when Gokaiger was a thing, and I'm like,
now it's like,
well, like 2011, and now we're in 2025. It's like, bro, Ryota and everyone else are already like we've all kind of gotten a little older, so you know.
I mean, they still look young, which is good. Good for them.
Yeah,
but that just but means the age is gonna like I still can't believe that like Bokinger was back in 2007. I'm like, I can't believe it. No, not 2007, 2006. So I'm like, man, I can't believe I've been watching Super Sentai for almost 20 years now. It's like I've spent more of my life watching Super Sentai than I spend my life not watching Super Sentai.
Ah, well.
I mean, that would have been the case a few years ago anyways, but even like looking back on it now, it's like, geez, you've been watching this Japanese TV show for 20 years. Is this what it feels like to be a One Piece fan?
Well, the fact of like seeing the animation that has changed, and the fact that wait, weren't we, especially reading it now, what weren't we like about, like, magical fruits and like adventuring? Now apparently we're in a post-apocalyptic war zone that is still going on.
Yeah,
But
and like we just got to Elbath.
Yeah, so it's like, so now we're getting like the John Connor chronicles of like what has happened, what will happen, and what will be. And I'm like, this is a show about piracy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's kind of like when the Pirates of the Caribbean just went completely like, what the hell? You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, no, this made sense. That made sense. But now, like, what?
I'm gonna be real with you. I still haven't seen the fifth one.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. So I'm just like, but again, with One Piece, it's like, yeah, no, it still is, but it's just like, yeah, it's not about like crazy wacky powers anymore. There's actually like a reason, and kind of like our savior will come one day type of thing now, which is kind of weird.
I'm gonna be honest though, the introduction of hockey kind of feels like watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in reverse, where like we started off with stands and now we're switching to Hamon.
No, you mean Harmon and then the stances.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying One Piece is like JoJo in reverse, where One Piece starts off with stands in the form of like devil fruit, and then it switches gears, no pun intended, to hockey, which is basically Hamon.
Yeah.
Because you got like armor hockey and you got observation hockey.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it's just like, again, this is where we began and then where we are, and that's what is established.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So again, Takashi Hongo did not establish anything except for the
general premise.
The general premise. It was Nigo who pretty much made it all a thing, made it all
well the way we know it today. Basically, I again, it's like Ghost Rider, because it's like the things that Ghost Rider is most famous for, like he can transform his bike, he can use the pennant stare. But Blaze was there were things that Danny Ketch was the first to do.
Yeah, not Johnny. It was Danny. So there you go.
Yeah, and even when we had that crossover with the Hulk, in the 90s, it wasn't Johnny Blaze that was chasing after Bruce Banner. It was Danny Ketch.
But yeah,
Which that's it. Brave New World.
Yeah.
Just have Edward Norton. Reprise his role as the Hulk. Have him be chased by Danny Ketch, and what's his face becomes the leader, and then have it revealed that oh yeah, no, all these bad things weren't caused by the Hulk. They're caused by the leader. So then the Hulk and Ghost Rider come up to fight this dude, and then at the end of the movie, freaking the Oh, yeah, I have to go into facial recognition software and whatnot, so I'm gonna have to get some plastic surgery, and that's why he ends up looking like what's his face.
Yeah.
Just in time for the Avengers.
But yeah, that is the episodes we reviewed today. 5 episodes of the Kamen Rider 6. And other than the crab, nothing else stood out to me.
I mean, I
will say that Mari, Yuri, and Michi are interesting, although it's kind of funny that we only have like Mari and Michi towards like the end of these episodes, you know? Kind of weird, kind of strange. Because it's like, wait, where's Yuri? Where's Yuri? Because that's the thing I asked in watching this. I'm like, wait, we have 2 of them. Why are there 2? Where's the other one? I don't really know.
Yes, so internet is really bad. So, we established these characters, but in the first 2 episodes, and some more than others, unfortunately, and we say goodbye to certain characters inexplicably. I would say what they should have done is spend those 3 episodes to just introduce us to Hayato. There are ways where you could have Hongo and Ichimonji interact without showing Takashi's face. Have him in his rider suit the whole time. But again, introduce Hayato so that when we go to episode 14, it's we're ready to go, like the power transfer.
Yeah, but again, this was the 70s. This was just a show. There was really nothing that was established lore or the passing of a torch. Hell, no one thought this show was gonna be anything. So they're just like, fuck it, let's just do this, do that. But again, like I said, because of certain decisions, this show went on longer than it needed to. So
yeah, and
but
it was also popular enough to go even longer than that.
I will give these episodes a 5, throughout. Yeah, I mean, well, no, let's say a 6, because other than just the introduction of Nigo, Mari, Yuri, and Michi, there was nothing in here that I was that has not broken the formula of the Kamen Rider, or has made anything it's a new show. It's it's still the same show. It's just that you guys brought in new cast members because of what happened.
I would say I would give the opening 2-parter an 8 out of 10 because we're establishing these new characters. We're establishing a formula. It's I'm glad that they made a 2-parter out of it because we have more time to make that formula. Because if we cut to the next episode just doing business as usual, it's we're gonna be confused. Who are you? What's our relationship? Are we just gonna pretend everything is hunky dory? Because episodes 16 and 17, I have to give it a lower score of 7 because it's an all right episode, but I feel like the child characters carried it more than anyone else. And while yes, Mari got more screen time and she, she stood out more, it's they didn't really do as much in this 2-part episode as much as they did in the first 2-parter episode. Believe me, I really liked them in that first 2-parter because they were kicking butt and doing a damn good job of it. But here it's they're just there just to have screen presence. Episode 18 was definitely the weakest. I'll give it a 5 because it's literally a nothing burger of an episode. And even some not so stellar episodes of X had some stuff to write home about, but here it's just so mundane, and the Sea Star costume was just so boring. And even when he turned into a flying object, again, the Austrian asteroid at least spun around while he was like levitating. It's like, do something. Do something.
Mhm.
I like the waterfall, but it doesn't add anything to the plot as a whole. It's just aesthetically pleasing. And then the crab dude, yeah, that was the best episode. I'll still give it an 8 though, but like the reason why it's the best episode is because everyone was actually doing something here, and a threat felt more real.
That's very true. It's very true. That's why I say like the last episode was more interesting than anything else we saw throughout the introductions and all that stuff. So I mean, in total, that's why I say I just give it a 6 because other than that, it's still the same. So, but we'll see what these characters do more later on.
Yeah, we're on our second arc. We have 33 more episodes to complete the arc with. So here we go. Okay, let's see what the comments have to say.
Let's hear the people.
Spencer Lewis writes, "My name is Spencer Elliott Lewis. Hello, Spencer. How are you?
How you doing?"
Blaze Hopper says, "Hi. How are you, Blaze Hopper?"
Blaze Hopper.
All right. Triple XYZ says, "I like the Beetleborg school of recasting." You're not wrong though, because
come on.
It's like,
cast the spell so she looks like the actress who didn't come back.
Yeah,
but we all see her as the new girl, Mike.
Again, it's a canonical way of explaining why they look different.
Again, I just
like credit to Doctor Who when they did that. It's like, oh, he regenerated, you know.
Yeah, but again, it's like, well, look at, I mean, Doctor Who, but then like, again, I don't know. I've said many times that I don't like Beetleborgs and their writing, and especially how you took B Fighter and just, you know, did what you did. I mean, but
don't get me wrong, B Fighter was better, but I'm just saying, it's like, can you imagine how much worse Beetleborgs would have been if, like, they just recasted Joe and then just not explain anything?
Well, I mean, yeah, but the thing, well, yeah, no, I mean, the benefit of the doubt there, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, B Fighter also changed their female actors. Yeah, but the thing about B Fighters that didn't like Tento just die and then was replaced with another character though.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm watching it right now, so I don't. I'll get back to you on that because I'm like, you know what? I have an opportunity to actually watch this show now, and I'm actually liking it more than I did Beetleborg. So
I'm gonna be honest. When it came to Beetleborgs, I was more invested in the 4 monsters than I was in the actual Beetleborgs side.
I will give the monsters in the American version at least somewhat of the benefit of the doubt of how they made them, you know, portray them. But oh my god, hearing the Japanese and how they are and what's going on, like this makes so much more sense than some dumb kid wishing to be a superhero just to impress a girl.
Yeah, Drew. It's all basically Drew's fault more than it was Joe's or Roland's.
Did you forget that? That's the biggest red flag of that show. I know that they all agreed to be it, but it's like you basically cursed this town and the entire world just so you can impress a girl that within a few episodes later.
And it did not get better when Josh showed up because then they had like, this whole like.
Don't even get me on that bullshit.
It's like did Toshiki Inui get his hands on American Beetleborgs?
Yeah, no. Don't get me started on that bullshit White Ranger nonsense that they started to do. I was just like, look, man, I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of the White Ranger. Even as a kid, I was like, I'm getting tired of it. The Green Ranger was cool, but why is he so cool? I said that as a kid. And then we have, oh my god, we have another one, but it's some freaking kid who looks like he should be on Boy Meets World.
He does.
No, damn it! And it's just like, wow.
See for me, like I came to the U.S. when we already had a White Ranger, so I didn't have that transition of green to white. It's like I saw the White Ranger on the show, but I had a Green Ranger action figure, and I'm thinking to myself, where's the Green Ranger? Because like I have this toy right here, but I'm not seeing him. I'm seeing red, blue, pink, yellow,
but still,
black,
I'm like
white.
when the Beetleborgs did it, not to mention the whole like so the artist makes that. Couldn't the artist do something? Well, he did, but it's like not to like, you could stop this if you stopped making comics.
You know what's funny is both JoJo's Stone Ocean and Billy and Mandy had a very similar problem to this, and they both had the exact same solution. Create a new fictional character with the power to automatically send things from drawings back to where they belong. Or in the case of Billy and Mandy, turns them into literal toast.
Yeah, but we got to have a show. And as bullshit as it is, I'm like, man, I am so glad now I'm an adult watching B-Fighter. So makes me just.
I find it hard to trust Ichimonji since his development happened off screen. I mean, in the manga, it's like you would have had a point, and same with the movies, plural, like both Kamen Rider the First and Shin Kamen Rider. But like, remember, this is a kids show; they had to like water a lot of things down. But
by an American standard, this show would not have been shown to children. So
but at the same time, it's like they could have like done more on-screen stuff.
Oh
yeah. Keep that boa juice away from. Oh yeah, no, like just stay away from that boa juice.
Stay away from it.
Yep, stay away from it. You don't want to be like the Prime Minister of Japan from that Ishinomori anime with the giant robotic crab. It's like, you have betrayed Boa.
Yeah.
Mari's definitely best. Yeah.
She is the one that gets a lot of close-ups.
Yeah. Hey, could be worse. At least the show wasn't animated by Reiki Kawahara.
No. We didn't get any of these girls in the Shin Kamen Rider. Or in any, they don't really reference them. But they do get referenced.
No, Ruriko's the only one who ever shows up in any of the like remakes.
Yeah, Ruriko, that's it. But all the other ones, no, not much. But a lot of inspiration for future projects get brought into this from this show. I promise you.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's it for the comments.
Cool.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to comment, like, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. We do Ultraman Classic on Mondays, Kamen Rider Gov on Wednesdays, #1 Sentai Go Juju on Thursdays, and Kamen Rider Classic on Sundays. But this week, the TV shows are on hiatus, so no Go Juju or Gov this week. Will we do more of the original Ultraman Kamen Rider? We'll keep you posted because some of us have irregular schedules. So worst case scenario, we get 2 less shows. Best case scenario, it's like, we have like another batch of episodes of both of those shows in the same week. But we'll keep you guys posted on that. Also, check out our Power Morphicon interviews because we do have those up. We have 20 more left to upload, and we're going to try to dish them out as soon as we can. Check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show. We do various movie reviews. And if you want to follow our personal content, where can the people find you?
Just on IG, people, thank you so much for your kind words and comments. But anyone new that is watching on Twitch or whatever, please give me a follow. I'd love to hear from everyone. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And you can find me on Instagram at Boken_Kobito, where I also would love to hear from you guys, what you guys have to say about this franchise and whatnot. And you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKobito, where we are streaming these very streams live. And for all the Twitch audience, thank you guys so much for sticking around, as well as our YouTube and Facebook audiences. All of you are very lovely. We hope to see you again real soon. Please be sure to stay safe, stay hydrated, update emergency kits. How are you, loved ones? See you again next time. Have a good one. Bye.
Night, guys.